This is your one and only FireSpark81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and today we're going to talk about some more Valheim news. Let's get to it. So the devs released another Fireside chat, and there was a lot of stuff in there that if you really care about the company and the behind the scenes stuff, you should totally watch it because they talk about their thoughts and feelings on a lot of different things and the release and how everything went, and it's pretty interesting just to hear the people side of things. So I highly advise checking out the whole video. I will link it down below if you want to watch it. In this video though, I'm just going to touch on a few key notes that they pointed out and the fact that I think I see new armor in the background. And we are also going to talk about some of the footage that they showed for Mistlands. One of the first things I want to touch on is the fact that they said that they don't want Valheim to have super deep mechanics. Less is more. And that's a quote from them. Less is more. And while I think that's fine, I don't see a problem. There's plenty of games out there that are absolutely fantastic that don't have like massive, huge skill trees or all these crazy, insane mechanics. That's one more reason, one more little like tick in the box why they should have mod support so that people can then take the aspects of the game that they want and bring more to that aspect, since they want essentially a pretty basic game. And I just thought that was interesting because this is the first time that I've heard them say anything like that they don't want a super deep game. And I just wanted to point it out because I thought it was interesting. The next thing I wanted to point out is that they stated that the mountains update is way bigger than they expected it to be. That's a good thing. That's absolutely fantastic. I love that they got carried away with that. I can't wait to see what all is in there. And this is just something that's good. I mean, just good all around. More content is always good. I hope they get carried away with more things. And I cannot wait to see what they did with the mountains. The next thing I want to talk about for just a minute is that they go into a little bit more detail about how they do things when it comes to developing the game. And they state that they like to have an idea and then work on that idea, then put the idea in the game and see if it actually works. And that they find it very hard to just come up with some grand design and then just straight implement it into the game and then go from there. And I want to point this out because I see a lot of comments of people just talking about how lazy this dev team is. And that's not the case. They're not lazy. They're working. They're working hard and they're working all the time. But the way they develop their game is just slow. They're just slow developers. And just because they're slow doesn't mean they're lazy. They just have a way of developing their game that takes more time than normal. Okay, so before we jump into talking about these shots they show of their current development of the Mistlands, let's talk about this armor that's there in the background. So there's a set of armor back there beside the root armor that almost looks like, I want to call it like raven armor because it's got kind of this feathery raven look to it. And out of all the different shots that they have, not a single one gives a really close-up look of it. And I think they did that on purpose. But in this shot here, you can see how it kind of has that like feathery look to the arms and around the waist, and the legs just seem kind of skinnier and it's all black. And at first I thought this was the special Odin armor that's in the game that only was for their Kickstarter supporters. And you can spawn that in and put it on an armor stand. You just can't wear it unless you have the DLC for it. But you can see it here on the armor stand, and obviously this is completely different because the Odin stuff is just a hood and a cape, and this is a full set of armor that doesn't currently match any of the armors that we have in the game. And I'm wondering if they're showing this because this is a new armor we're going to get with the mountain update. We know the mountain update is coming at some point. That's going to be the next thing that hits. They haven't given a time on it. They ran into some issues. They're trying to figure out those issues, and we'll get it when we get it. And that's fine because I don't know about the rest of you, but I would rather have a solid product than a broken product. So that's good. But it just makes sense that this would be what that's from, because it's obviously not from the Mistlands. They're still trying to figure Mistlands out. So yeah, we're gonna get new armor in the mountain biome update. And that's awesome. This armor looks cool, and I can't wait to see what special abilities it has. Obviously, it's probably going to keep us warm since it's going to come from the mountain biome and it's a cold biome. At least I hope it does. It makes sense that it would, since we got the root armor for the swamp and it gives poison protection. I would assume this is going to give some type of cold protection, and who knows what else, but it looks absolutely fantastic. I love the look of it. Like I said, it just gives me this Raven vibe. I don't know. Let me know what you all think down in the comments. What vibe does it give you just looking at it? In this shot here, they're just on a boat, and we don't really get a good feeling for what the Mistlands looks like, other than it's kind of rocky from the shores. The shores look relatively rocky, and you can't really see very deep into the biome because mist. But then they have this shot here, and holy crap, I love the look of it. Like those huge, just spiky, jagged looking rocks, and it just looks almost alien compared to the other biomes we have. And that's about all you really get to see of it. They do a nice spin around here, but once again, the mist really covers up everything that you could see in the distance, and you really only get to see those jagged, sharp looking rocks mixed in with the not so jagged rocks. It's just a very rocky biome altogether, but then you can see also there's the rocks that jut up but have the flat tops to them. And I'm really excited for this biome. I know it's probably going to be a long way off, and I'm sure it'll be worth the wait. But just from the little bit of teasers that they give here, I hope that they keep it looking the way that it does, because the feeling of this one is totally different compared to the other ones. And that's something that they stated in this talk that they wanted. They wanted it to be a more wild, more bizarre biome compared to the others, because this is like their last chance to have something like that, or a biome like that. And they definitely hit the nail on the head from the little bit of preview that they give us here, and it looks absolutely phenomenal. So that's pretty much it for this one. Just wanted to get the word out there that this video was released, because at the time of recording this, it only has 36,000 views, which is kind of sad. Obviously, people don't know that it was out there. I didn't even until I stumbled across it on their Twitter. I highly advise going and checking it out. I will put a link for it, like I said, down in the description. And like I stated at the beginning, there isn't a whole lot in the way of spoilers here. It's mostly just behind the scenes chat. And it's kind of interesting to hear them just talk about some of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes and the way they like to develop their game and their general mindset. So did you find this video helpful and informational? If you did, consider hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload other videos. I want to give an absolute massive shout out and thank you to my supporters on Patreon for making this episode possible. Y'all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to join my Elite Crew Patreon supporters, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and share your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.